And then I'll hand it over to Tyler, but also a really exciting thing is this introducing Celigo Tools, which is a brand new kind of object, a first class object on the platform. So Tyler, if you want to kind of give a brief overview of what tools are.
Yeah. So if you guys haven't checked out or tried tools yet, it's, I almost see it as maybe the single most important new resource that Celigo's had in years. Like it's such a new core functionality that's reusable across the entire platform that you historically have not had. And the way it works is a tool is essentially, I say, here's my input that I need for a tool. I can do a ton of encompassing logic within the tool. So all the stuff you're familiar with, like branching, scripts, transformations, imports, exports along the way, are all within there. And then I have an output node to say, okay, after I've done all this common business logic, here is the standardized output for the thing calling it. And so why it's so important and so reusable is, anything within the platform can call this. You can have AI agents call this. You can have flows call this. You can have tools call tools. You can have APIs call tools. So any of the standard resources in Celigo that you've been using builder canvases for historically can now call tools and tools within tools to have reusable business logic across all of your flows and across your entire business. So this really helps with maybe Nate's going to go into this a little bit, but again, just that reusable logic that I can use everywhere within the platform, and it dynamically changes its runtime based off of whether a flow calls it or whether an API calls it.
Yeah, this is a simple use case, but if you've spent time in the platform and have been building lots of flows, you might get familiar with there's oftentimes like a step or a piece of logic that you're always rebuilding. So a lot of e-commerce use cases, multiple channels, you're maybe syncing over customer data. So it doesn't really matter where the customer data is coming from, whether it's Shopify, Amazon, BigCommerce, Walmart, right? At the end of the day, it's still a customer record. So what I can do now is I can build a tool that is about adding and updating customer data. I know where that customer data needs to land, whether it's my ERP system like Business Central or my database like Snowflake, and I can build that tool once that is going to accomplish that business logic, and then I can start invoking it into my flow. So this is a tool invoked in a flow where I have all my different use cases running, and I'm like, I can easily add this tool and say I need to add customers. And so you can imagine the scale of this where I can build basically individual components as tools, and I can just invoke them very quickly. And the great thing about that is when I make a configuration change on the tool, it obviously is the configuration for all the instances of the tool. So when a tool gets invoked, if I make a configuration change, all of those flows are automatically updated. So we see businesses make changes to their data structure all the time, or a business process, and you don't have to go and hunt and find each instance of that. You can just update the tool once. And it really allows you to be consistent with your data, build a more reusable component, and kind of center on like a consistent schema or consistent business processes, which is really cool.